will leave you my written testimony as well as the testimony of my child and his mental health specialist. Because I wouldn't be able to read that in the room with dry eyes. And I may not get through this anyway. I'm here today on behalf of my son, who I will call X, for his privacy, and all the New Hampshire children in need of loving families. My husband and I were licensed as foster parents for approximately 6 years. During that time, we were called upon to care for and or raise 6 children. Actually, we were called 5 times in the first 3 months about 5 different children in need of care. We took our foster class instruction very seriously, and rule number 1 was do not say yes to something you think you cannot handle, because these children moving homes is the worst thing that can happen. Each time we lost sleep, worried about the child, and agonized on our decision. Call number 6 was different. How? We can't recall. Was it the lack of information? Possibly. We had an hour's notice that we were to become first-time parents to a 2.5-year-old little boy. This amazing little one arrived after trying to jump out of the investigator's car, and off he ran. Through the house, through the yard, falling, leaving us baffled on his care. X was completely nonverbal. No eye contact, no referencing or name recognition, and so beautiful. The next 3 to 4 years of our lives were about to completely change. We changed our home, our job, traveled the state, seeking the best medical, dental, and psychological care. Sometimes setting off in the middle of the night, midwinter, for a 7 a.m. appointment. We listened, we learned, we gave everything to this child. He was ultimately diagnosed by a brilliant doctor at Dartmouth-Hitchcock with RAD. The internet can fill you in on this frightening diagnosis, an extremely low success rate despite the best of therapeutic intentions. To quote this amazing man, X would have been better off raised by wolves, and I worked with a child raised by dogs. We then set out to connect with the top people in the field. Michael Trout from Chicago, I got to eat lunch with him, who runs the Parent-Child Institute. Daniel Hughes from Maine, attachment parenting professional, and the North Country's hero to all foster children, Jackie Sparks. She's the infant mental health specialist. I'm sure many people at DCF and Concord are aware of her. With these resources, we built a therapeutic life for our child. Literally meant we did not leave the house with X for over a year. We left for therapy, small family outings that did not involve being in public. Our house was flooded with professionals, helping, guiding, rebuilding this child's heart and brain. Did I mention that we were so in love with him? And that this all took place while keeping up on court hearings, home visits with DCYF, and yes, trying to earn a living and keep our sanity. One of the absolute worst things for us to hear, and we heard it often, is that X would have been moved and moved again if it wasn't for us. Somehow we were the exception and not the rule. Why would anyone not do everything to save a child's life? X began to talk at 4 years old. Our adoption was finalized shortly after. He began to laugh, make eye contact, hug and snuggle like no other. His tantrums subsided. Did I mention his self-injurious behaviors that often led to laying on the floor for hours while he got his mat out? By 6 years old, he exceeded his IEP expectations and was no longer in special education. By 8 years old, we were all wishing our elementary school had gifted. We also took in and were working to adopt another New Hampshire foster child. However, the case took an unexpected turn. Fast forward to today, X is 18 years old and graduating high school with a 4.3 GPA. He has never been in trouble. He bought his own car, got his license one day after his 16th birthday. He plays ball for his school and works 2 to 3 jobs. He now has a little sister. They are amazing together. I am sparing you much of the details to try to keep this to a minimum, yet hoping to paint you a proper picture. I beg you to oppose these restrictions on foster families. You see, my family could not raise X, love X, and most importantly, recalling how often we were told that others would have given up, X would not have been able to reach his full potential. As of now, he looks forward to accepting one of the many offers from excellent universities, enticing him to attend their school. Having been involved in foster support groups, I know of several families that would have had to walk away from New Hampshire's foster program had the state mandated that they, and their family members be vaccinated against their will, against their personal and religious beliefs, which, as I understand the Constitution of the United States, are protected rights of an American citizen. So I ask you this, are you prepared to have less beds for kids in care? Is there money available to open group homes for babies and toddlers when foster families leave the system? Will you be forthcoming in this expectation of forced medical interventions on potential foster families prior to the costly licensing procedures. The North Country has never had enough beds for foster kids, and even one less would be too much of a loss. Mine would be one less. Please seek to support more fast foster and adoptive families, not less. Thank you.